Question 1. Which of the following is a key factor in determining whether a business qualifies for a commercial general liability CGL policy? A. The location of the business. B. The size of the business's workforce. C. The type of coverage requested by the business. D. The nature of the business's operations. Answer: D. The nature of the business's operations. Explanation: the nature of a business's operations plays a crucial role in determining whether it qualifies for a CGL policy. CGL insurance is designed to protect against liability for injuries or damage resulting from the business's operations, products, or services. The risks associated with the business's activities, such as whether it involves manufacturing, retail, or services, impact the coverage available under the CGL policy. Options A, B, and C are not directly related to determining eligibility for a CGL policy, though they may affect underwriting and premiums. Question 2. Mr. Davis owns a small construction company and is looking to add coverage for property damage caused by his subcontractors. He wants to ensure that his liability policy will cover these risks. What should he consider adding to his commercial general liability CGL policy? A. Product liability endorsement. B. Completed operations coverage. C. Personal and advertising injury coverage. D. Occurrence policy endorsement. Answer: B. Completed operations coverage. Explanation: in the scenario where Mr. Davis is concerned about property damage caused by subcontractors, he should look into adding completed operations coverage to his CGL policy. This coverage protects against claims arising from property damage or bodily injury caused by the work performed by a contractor after the work is completed. This is particularly important in construction, where subcontractors may complete portions of work that could lead to issues after the job is finished. Options A, C, and D are not specifically related to the risks Mr. Davis is concerned about in this scenario. Question 3. Which of the following is true regarding the role of workers' compensation insurance for Florida businesses? A. It only covers employees who are injured while working on the job site. B. Florida businesses are required to carry workers' compensation insurance only if they have more than 100 employees. C. Workers' compensation insurance in Florida covers medical expenses and lost wages for injured workers regardless of fault. D. Employers in Florida can choose whether or not to offer workers' compensation insurance to their employees. Answer: C. Workers' compensation insurance in Florida covers medical expenses and lost wages for injured workers regardless of fault. Explanation: in Florida, workers' compensation insurance is a no-fault system that provides benefits to employees who are injured while performing work-related duties. This coverage includes medical expenses and a portion of lost wages, and it applies regardless of fault, which means the employee does not need to prove that the employer was negligent. Option A is incorrect because workers' compensation covers more than just injuries on the job site. Option B is also incorrect, as Florida law requires workers' compensation insurance for businesses with 4 or more employees, not 100. Option D is inaccurate, as it is mandatory for many businesses in Florida to carry workers' compensation insurance. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the difference between occurrence and claims-made coverage in a commercial general liability CGL policy? A. Occurrence coverage provides coverage for claims made during the policy period, while claims-made coverage provides coverage for claims that occur during the policy period. B. Occurrence coverage provides coverage for events that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made, while claims-made coverage only provides coverage for claims made during the policy period. C. Claims-made coverage covers any event that happens during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is filed. D. Occurrence coverage only covers bodily injury claims, while claims-made coverage only covers property damage claims. Answer: B. Occurrence coverage provides coverage for events that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made, while claims-made coverage only provides coverage for claims made during the policy period. Explanation: the key difference between occurrence and claims-made policies lies in the timing of when the event takes place and when the claim is filed. Occurrence coverage applies to events that happen during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is filed. On the other hand, claims-made coverage applies only to claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. This is why occurrence coverage is generally more favorable to policyholders, because it provides broader protection. Option A, C, and D all misinterpret these fundamental differences. Question 5. Mr. Alvarez runs a restaurant in Florida and recently expanded his business by opening a new location. He wants to ensure that both locations are covered under the same commercial auto insurance policy. What should he verify to ensure full coverage? A. Whether the vehicle limits meet his requirements for bodily injury and property damage. B. Whether the new location is included under the commercial auto policy's premises. C. Whether the commercial auto policy includes both owned and non-owned vehicles. D. Whether the restaurant's workers are listed on the policy as covered individuals. Answer: C. Whether the commercial auto policy includes both owned and non-owned vehicles. Explanation: commercial auto policies can cover both owned vehicles, vehicles the business owns, and non-owned vehicles, vehicles rented, borrowed, or used by the business but not owned by it. In Mr. Alvarez's case, it's crucial to confirm that both types of vehicles are covered to ensure full protection for his business operations, including the new location. Option A focuses on vehicle limits but does not address the issue of coverage for both owned and non-owned vehicles. Option B is irrelevant to commercial auto insurance as it pertains to premises coverage. Option D pertains to employees but is not relevant to covering vehicles under the policy. Question 6. Which of the following statements is true about boiler and machinery insurance in a commercial property policy? A. It covers machinery breakdown caused by employee negligence. B. It only covers damage to boilers and equipment used for heating purposes. C. It provides coverage for equipment breakdowns that result in property damage or business interruption. D. It provides liability coverage for injuries caused by faulty machinery. Answer: C. It provides coverage for equipment breakdowns that result in property damage or business interruption. Explanation: boiler and machinery insurance, also known as equipment breakdown insurance, provides coverage for damage caused by the breakdown of machinery, including boilers and other critical equipment. This type of insurance covers not just the damage to the equipment, but also potential business interruption losses and property damage resulting from the breakdown. Option A is incorrect as the policy typically does not cover breakdowns due to employee negligence. Option B is too restrictive as it applies to more than just heating equipment. Option D is incorrect as boiler and machinery insurance does not cover liability for injuries. It is focused on property damage and business interruption. Question 7. In Florida, what is the primary responsibility of an insurance agent in relation to risk management for commercial clients? A. To directly handle claims for clients and adjust settlements. B. To provide only policy information and avoid involvement in risk reduction strategies. C. To help clients assess, manage, and transfer their risks to appropriate insurance coverage. D. To determine the specific legal consequences of claims and ensure clients' legal compliance. Answer: C. To help clients assess, manage, and transfer their risks to appropriate insurance coverage. Explanation: in Florida, insurance agents have a key role in helping clients assess, manage, and transfer risks by recommending appropriate insurance products. This includes providing advice on coverage options, suggesting risk reduction strategies such as safety protocols, and ensuring the client's needs align with the available policies. The agent does not typically handle claims directly, option A, nor is their role limited to just providing information without addressing risk, option B. Option D is incorrect because the agent's role is not to offer legal advice on compliance or claim settlements. Question 8. Which of the following is not a typical exclusion in commercial crime insurance? A. Employee theft of company funds. B. Forgery or alteration of documents. C. Damage caused by natural disasters. D. Robbery or burglary on business premises. Answer: C. Damage caused by natural disasters. Explanation: commercial crime insurance typically covers crimes such as employee theft, forgery, robbery, and burglary. However, it does not cover losses resulting from natural disasters, e.g. hurricanes, earthquakes, which are typically covered under commercial property insurance or a specialized policy. Options A, B, and D are all examples of crimes that would be covered under a commercial crime insurance policy. Question 9. A Florida-based business owner has purchased a commercial property insurance policy with replacement cost coverage. In the event of a covered loss, how will the insurer calculate the payout? A. The insurer will pay the cost to replace the damaged property minus depreciation. B. The insurer will pay the actual value of the damaged property, including depreciation. C. The insurer will pay the full replacement cost of the damaged property without considering depreciation. D. The insurer will provide a settlement based on the business's total net worth. Answer: C. The insurer will pay the full replacement cost of the damaged property without considering depreciation. Explanation: under replacement cost coverage, The insurer reimburses the business for the cost of replacing damaged or destroyed property without factoring in depreciation. This is in contrast to actual cash value (CV) coverage, which would subtract depreciation from the payout. Option A refers to a CV, not replacement cost. Option B is also incorrect because it describes a CV coverage. Option D is unrelated, as net worth does not directly factor into commercial property insurance settlements. Question 10. Mr. Patel operates a delivery business with a fleet of vehicles. One of his vehicles is involved in an accident while being used for a personal errand by an employee. Which of the following statements regarding his commercial auto insurance is most accurate? A. The vehicle is automatically covered by his commercial auto policy, regardless of whether the employee was on a personal or business errand. B. The commercial auto policy will only cover the vehicle if it is being used for business purposes at the time of the accident. C. The commercial auto policy does not cover any accidents involving personal use of the vehicle even if the driver is an employee. D. The commercial auto policy will cover all damages, but only if the employee has personal auto insurance as secondary coverage. Answer. B. The commercial auto policy will only cover the vehicle if it is being used for business purposes at the time of the accident. Explanation. Commercial auto insurance typically covers vehicles used for business purposes. If an employee uses the vehicle for personal errands, the commercial policy may not provide coverage for the accident. It is crucial to check the terms and conditions of the policy to ensure that personal use is excluded or that the business has additional coverage for non-business related accidents. Option A is incorrect because the use of the vehicle for personal purposes usually excludes coverage. Option C is incorrect as commercial policies may provide limited coverage for personal use under certain conditions. Option D is also incorrect as secondary coverage does not generally affect commercial auto insurance in this scenario. Question 11. A small business in Florida purchases a business owner's policy BOP. Which of the following coverage types is not typically included in a BOP? A. Property damage coverage. B. General liability coverage. C. Workers' compensation insurance. D. Business interruption coverage. Answer. C. Workers' compensation insurance. Explanation. A business owner's policy BOP typically includes coverage for property damage, general liability, and business interruption. However, workers' compensation insurance is generally not included in a BOP. Workers' compensation is usually purchased separately. Option A, B, and D are all common coverages included in a BOP. Question 12. A business in Florida purchases a commercial property insurance policy with an all-risk coverage form. Which of the following risks would be covered under this policy? A. Earthquake. B. Flood. C. Theft. D. Wear and tear. Answer. C. Theft. Explanation. An all-risk policy covers a wide range of perils except those specifically excluded. Theft is typically covered by an all-risk policy. Earthquakes, floods, and wear and tear are commonly excluded from coverage under an all-risk form. Therefore, option C is correct, while A, B, and D would likely be excluded or require separate coverage. Question 13. Which of the following statements about flood insurance for commercial properties is true in Florida? A. Flood insurance is covered automatically under standard commercial property insurance policy. B. Flood insurance is typically excluded from standard commercial property insurance and must be purchased separately. C. Flood insurance is only available for residential properties in Florida. D. Flood insurance coverage is not available for commercial properties in Florida. Answer. B. Flood insurance is typically excluded from standard commercial property insurance and must be purchased separately. Explanation. Flood insurance is usually excluded from standard commercial property insurance policies. It must be purchased separately, often through the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) or a private insurer. Option A is incorrect because standard commercial policies don't automatically cover flood damage. Options C and D are incorrect because flood insurance is available for both residential and commercial properties in Florida. Question 14. In a commercial general liability CGL policy, which of the following types of claims is not typically covered? A. Bodily injury to a third party caused by a business's operations. B. Property damage caused by an employee during business operations. C. Damage to the business's own property. D. Personal injury claims resulting from defamation. Answer. C. Damage to the business's own property. Explanation. A commercial general liability (CGL) policy covers claims for bodily injury, property damage to others, and personal injury, such as defamation or false arrest, but it does not cover damage to the business's own property. This would be covered by a commercial property insurance policy. Option A, B, and D are typically covered under a CGL policy. Question 15. A business owner in Florida wants to protect against the loss of income resulting from a covered event that disrupts business operations. Which type of insurance would best address this need? A. Commercial property insurance. B. Business interruption insurance. C. Commercial auto insurance. D. General liability insurance. Answer: B. Business interruption insurance. Explanation: business interruption insurance is designed to cover lost income due to events such as fires, natural disasters, or other covered events that force the business to close temporarily. This policy helps pay for expenses and lost income until the business can resume normal operations. Commercial property insurance covers physical damage to property, while commercial auto and general liability insurance are unrelated to income loss. Question 16. Which of the following best describes the duty to defend provision in a commercial general liability (CGL) policy? A. The insurer will pay all legal costs associated with defending the business, even if the claim is not covered. B. The insurer has no responsibility to defend the business unless the claim is covered by the policy. C. The insurer will only provide defense for bodily injury claims, not property damage claims. D. The business is responsible for its own defense with no help from the insurer. Answer A. The insurer will pay all legal costs associated with defending the business, even if the claim is not covered. Explanation: the duty to defend provision in a CGL policy requires the insurer to provide legal defense even if the underlying claim is not ultimately covered. This provision is often broader than coverage, as the insurer must provide defense until it is determined that no coverage applies. Therefore, the insurer covers the defense costs even if the claim is ultimately not covered by the policy. Option B, C, and D are incorrect. Question 17. In the context of workers' compensation insurance in Florida, which of the following statements is true? A. Workers' compensation coverage is optional for businesses with fewer than 5 employees. B. Workers' compensation insurance is required for all Florida employers, regardless of the number of employees. C. Workers' compensation coverage is only required for businesses in high-risk industries. D. Employers can choose whether to purchase workers' compensation coverage if they employ more than 10 workers. Answer A. Workers' compensation coverage is optional for businesses with fewer than 5 employees. Explanation: in Florida, workers' compensation is generally required for businesses with 4 or more employees in most industries. However, it is optional for businesses with fewer than 5 employees. Option B is incorrect because coverage is not required for all employers, only those with more than 4 employees in most cases. Option C is incorrect because workers' compensation applies to all businesses that meet the employee threshold, regardless of the industry. Option D is incorrect because the threshold is 4 employees, not 10. Question 18. In Florida, what is the primary function of professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions insurance for businesses? A. To cover bodily injury or property damage caused by the business's operations. B. To protect against financial losses due to negligence or mistakes in professional services. C. To provide coverage for theft or vandalism. D. To cover the costs of repairing or replacing business property. Answer B. To protect against financial losses due to negligence or mistakes in professional services. Explanation: professional liability insurance (EO) covers businesses against claims of negligence, errors, or omissions in the services they provide. This is particularly important for professionals like lawyers, doctors, accountants, and consultants. It is not meant to cover bodily injury or property damage. Option A. Theft or vandalism. Option C. Or the costs of repairing property. Option D. Question 19. Which of the following is typically not covered under a commercial umbrella policy? A. Additional liability coverage beyond the limits of other policies. B. Bodily injury liability resulting from an employee's negligence. C. Property damage caused by an auto accident. D. Claims that are not covered by underlying policies. Answer B. Bodily injury liability resulting from an employee's negligence. Explanation: a commercial umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage above the limits of other primary policies, such as general liability or auto insurance. However, it typically does not cover claims that arise from employee negligence, unless covered by specific workers' compensation or employer's liability insurance. Option A. C, and D are correct as they fall within the umbrella policy's coverage scope. Question 20. A Florida business is seeking coverage for its equipment, which is frequently transported between multiple work sites. Which type of insurance would best meet this need? A. Inland marine insurance. B. Business property insurance. C. Commercial auto insurance. D. Workers' compensation insurance. Answer A. Inland marine insurance. Explanation. Inland marine insurance is designed to cover property that is in transit or frequently moved between locations, such as equipment transported to different work sites. Business property insurance typically covers stationary property at a specific location. Commercial auto insurance covers vehicles, while workers' compensation insurance is unrelated to equipment coverage. Question 21. Which of the following is typically not covered under a commercial general liability CGL policy? A. Bodily injury caused by a product sold by the business. B. Damage to the business's own property. C. Personal injury from defamation. D. Advertising injury claims. Answer B. Damage to the business's own property. Explanation. A commercial general liability CGL policy provides coverage for bodily injury, personal injury, like defamation, and advertising injury claims, as well as property damage to others caused by the business's operations or products. However, damage to the business's own property is not covered under a CGL policy. This would be covered by commercial property insurance instead. Question 22. Which of the following would not typically be covered under workers' compensation insurance in Florida? A. Medical expenses for an employee injured on the job. B. Lost wages for an employee unable to work due to an on-the-job injury. C. Funeral expenses for a worker killed on the job. D. Emotional distress due to harassment by a coworker. Answer D. Emotional distress due to harassment by a coworker. Explanation. Workers' compensation insurance covers medical expenses, lost wages, and funeral expenses for employees who are injured or killed on the job. However, emotional distress due to harassment by a coworker is generally not covered under workers' compensation. Such claims would likely be pursued through a separate legal process, such as a civil lawsuit. Question 23. What does product liability insurance cover in a business? A. Injury to an employee while using the company's products. B. Damages to the company's property due to faulty products. C. Injuries or damages caused by products sold or manufactured by the company. D. Theft of products from the business's premises. Answer C. Injuries or damages caused by products sold or manufactured by the company. Explanation. Product liability insurance provides coverage for injuries or damages caused by products that a business sells or manufactures. This can include defective products, inadequate warnings, or issues arising from product use. It does not cover employee injuries. Option A. Damages to company property. Option B. Or theft of products. Option D. Which would be covered by other types of insurance. Question 24. Which of the following best describes a professional liability insurance errors and omissions policy? A. It covers injuries resulting from accidents during the business's operations. B. It protects against lawsuits from customers due to negligence or errors in professional services. C. It covers employee injuries while working. D. It insures the business against natural disasters. Answer B. It protects against lawsuits from customers due to negligence or errors in professional services. Explanation. Professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions insurance, protects businesses and professionals from lawsuits filed by clients due to negligence, errors, or omissions in the services they provide. This type of insurance is common for professions such as doctors, lawyers, and consultants. It does not cover employee injuries, option C, or accidents during operations, option A, nor does it cover natural disasters, option D, which would be covered under property or business interruption insurance. Question 25. Which of the following is not covered by a commercial auto insurance policy? A. Bodily injury caused by an employee while driving a company vehicle. B. Damage to a company vehicle in a collision. C. Damage caused by an employee driving their own car for business purposes. D. Theft of the vehicle from the business premises. Answer C. Damage caused by an employee driving their own car for business purposes. Explanation. A commercial auto insurance policy generally covers damage to company vehicles and bodily injury caused by company vehicles. However, damage to an employee's personal vehicle used for business purposes is not typically covered under the commercial auto policy. This coverage may require non-owned auto insurance or a separate personal auto policy. Question 26. In Florida, which of the following is the primary purpose of commercial property insurance? A. To protect employees from workplace injuries. B. To cover damage to a business's physical property and assets. C. To provide liability protection for the business's operations. D. To cover the legal costs associated with a lawsuit. Answer: B. To cover damage to a business's physical property and assets. Explanation: commercial property insurance is designed to cover damage to a business's physical property, e.g., buildings, equipment, inventory, and assets, in the event of incidents like fire, theft, or vandalism. It does not provide liability protection, which is provided by general liability insurance, or cover employee injuries, which is provided by workers' compensation insurance. Question 27. Which type of insurance is designed to protect a business from losses caused by natural disasters such as hurricanes or floods in Florida? A. Workers' compensation insurance. B. General liability insurance. C. Commercial property insurance. D. Flood insurance. Answer: D. Flood insurance. Explanation: flood insurance is the primary type of insurance designed to cover damage from floods, which is especially important in Florida due to the state's vulnerability to hurricanes and flooding. Commercial property insurance generally does not cover flood damage unless specifically included or supplemented with flood insurance. The other options do not directly cover natural disasters. Question 20. Which of the following statements best describes inland marine insurance? A. It provides coverage for vehicles used for business purposes. B. It covers property in transit or stored away from the business location. C. It protects against damage to the business building itself. D. It covers damages caused by cyber incidents and data breaches. Answer: B. It covers property in transit or stored away from the business location. Explanation: inland marine insurance is a specialized form of property insurance that covers property in transit or stored away from the business location, such as construction equipment or goods being shipped. It is particularly useful for businesses that move goods or equipment between locations. It does not cover vehicles. Option A, property damage to buildings. Option C, or cyber incidents. Option D, which would require other types of insurance. Question 29. Which of the following is an example of an occurrence-based commercial general liability policy? A. A policy that only covers claims made during the policy period. B. A policy that covers claims that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made. C. A policy that covers only property damage caused by fire. D. A policy that covers employee injuries on the job. Answer: B. A policy that covers claims that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made. Explanation: an occurrence-based policy covers claims for incidents that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is actually filed. This is different from a claims-made policy, which only covers claims filed during the policy period. Option A describes a claims-made policy, while option C and D refer to specific types of coverage that are not related to occurrence-based policies. Question 30. Which of the following is true about cyber liability insurance? A. It covers bodily injuries resulting from cyber attacks. B. It provides coverage for both first-party losses, e.g. data breach costs, and third-party liabilities, e.g. lawsuits. C. It covers damage to physical property caused by a cyber attack. D. It is not necessary for businesses that do not store customer data. Answer: B. It provides coverage for both first-party losses, e.g. data breach costs, and third-party liabilities, e.g. lawsuits. Explanation: cyber liability insurance provides coverage for first-party losses such as data breach costs and third-party liabilities, including lawsuits from clients or partners affected by the breach. It does not cover bodily injuries. Option A, damage to physical property. Option C, and is important for any business handling sensitive information, even if customer data is not stored. Option D,